a trait of like being inconsistent, it will run in different areas of your life. So it's very important to recognize that flaw and check that flaw. Consistency, hello, hi, welcome back to Coco Majida Conversations. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's subscribed, everyone that's taken the time to watch my videos, comment and share. We are over 100 subscribers and it's been so at the end of March, so it's been a month now. It's been just over a month, so I'm very happy, very excited. And with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So I was talking to my friend last week. She was giving me feedback and she was telling me that she really enjoyed my video and my story time. And I remember saying to her that I'm happy I put out the video. It's my video on religion being a scapegoat for some people to judge others, essentially. I felt very uncomfortable putting that video out. I mean, I was happy when I recorded it. I was happy when I edited it, but I just felt a bit uncomfortable. And I remember saying to my friend that, you know, I really enjoy making content, but I feel so vulnerable putting content out there. It's like, one minute I want to be seen and the next I don't. And obviously the internet is forever. And I said, like, that's what makes me really nervous. And she was just like, and I quote, keep stepping into that fear zone. So Clarice said this and I literally had to write it down. I was like, she's right. Like, to be honest, when I heard it, I kind of heard it like danger. And I was like, oh, danger. Fear doesn't equal danger. It's just a fear zone. It's this place in which you feel uncomfortable and challenged. And that's how I want my life to be. I don't want it to feel super hard and challenging, but I do want to have challenges, because when there are challenges, it means I'm overcoming things and I'm reaching the next step. I'm going up on the ladder. So for me, one thing that I recognize is very important in anything that you want to see grow is consistency. I mean, literally, guys, my intro video is literally a song about grinding, and I talk about consistency. So consistency is extremely important. However, I really had to analyze myself. What are the different things that are stopping me from being consistent? And I'm just being honest, guys. I don't want to come on this platform and share what I've learned or share what I'm going through and not be transparent. You know, this channel is not for me to come and do like a faire semblant, like, you know, pretend like my life is perfect. It's literally not. Every day I'm learning, and as I learn, I share. I learn, I apply, I share. For me, one thing I've analyzed about myself is that I'm super passionate. And in anything, you need to have passion. I know passion is the key element. Without passion, there is no long-term project that can be sustained. If you lack passion and the project is only a 1-2 day project, well, then it's fine. All you needed was a bit of drive, right? But passion is what will keep people going until the end of time. And passion, I've got that. That's not even an issue. I've got the passion. I've got the ideas. So I said, okay, if I've got the passion, I've got the ideas, I'm willing to get up and do the work, and I do the work. Where is the lack of consistency coming from? And obviously it's not about this channel, but it made me think about consistency, because I said to myself, okay, you start up a brand new channel, and this isn't a thing that you're just gonna like stop doing because you freaked out and just stopped. You have to be consistent. And I looked at the different areas in my life where I'm really consistent and other areas in my life where I'm not so consistent. Anytime you have a trait of like being inconsistent, it will run in different areas of your life. So it's very important to recognize that flaw and check that flaw. So for me, it's the case of figuring out, where is this coming from? What is the root to this inconsistency? So for me, I think there are two things. I recognize that I am a neurodivergent person, and that has its own complexities. And guys, I'm not even gonna lie. As a neurodivergent person, I kind of forget that I'm neurodivergent. Like, it's not a thing to me. It's not like, I don't do labels. I hate labels. I don't walk around. I forget. Like, I literally sometimes forget. It's not until I'm struggling and I'm like, whoa, girl, you're not doing the right things to enable your success. So I think being neurodivergent, and obviously that means many things. That's an umbrella term for multiple things such as autism, dyslexia, dyspraxia, the list goes on. Everyone is different. Every neurodivergent person is not the same. Separate to that, I'm like, okay, that's one angle. What's the other angle that kind of feeds into me not being consistent? I'm the kind of person, I've started so many great things and I go in so hard and everyone's always like, yeah, you've got this, Coco, you've got this. And I'm like, yeah, I've got this. But it's like, I always quit. Like, everything that I start, I just quit. Like, I'm not saying things that you start has to be a forever thing, but you have to have an end goal. Even if it's going to end, it can't end abruptly. There has to be an end goal and there has to be a transition there. Oh, guys, the little thing that I said I was going to share with you guys, I am going to share at the end of this video now that I'm talking about transitions. Second thing that I have to be honest about is I definitely care what people think. That is like the biggest thing. I care what people think in terms of content creating, music making, script writing, anything. I care about art or content that I'm sharing with people. Like I said, I am not here to pretend like I've got it all figured out. I'm being honest when I say 50% of me really does care what people think about me or how I'm coming across or being mindful of the content that I'm putting out. And the other 50% of me doesn't care because I'm like, at least I'm taking the initiative to do what I want to do in my life. Who cares what others think? But the 50% of me that does care is like, you know, out of a place of like respect. Like sometimes I think, oh, what will my family think? What will my peers think? What will my friends think? And I don't even know why I think, what will my friends think? I have a bunch of arts and content that I've released over the last 6-7 years, and I have friends that literally don't even react to it. So it's like, why would I even care what they think? Because at the end of the day, my audience might not necessarily be my family, might not necessarily be my friends. Obviously, in this case, I'm very fortunate that my friends and family do tune into my stuff. Not everyone. I don't think it's for everyone. So that's me that's like one way to reason that at the end of the day, as long as I am representing myself in the best way, what I think about me and how I'm representing myself and my brand should overweigh how I think my dad feels, how I think, you know, my parents and my family and my friends. I should be thinking about my audience. The audience, the people that are into what I enjoy doing, that's like the main people. And it's just about figuring out the best way to communicate with said audience. And, you know, yeah, it's just me being a bit honest. Like, I do feel a bit nervous. Apart from, like, putting things out. Like, I can make content, put it out. Sometimes I do feel, like, exposed. I have this thing where I really want to put myself out there, and I have times where I just want to hide. And that is such a contrast. Like, this is a weird contrast. And I know some people be listening to this and be thinking, oh, you should not care what people think about you. Who cares what people think about you? You should just do you. At the end of the day, you've got to live your life. They're not the ones that are going to put food on your table or pay your bills. Lies. That is a big fat lie. When people say that, I'm just like, what does that even mean? It really depends on the industry that you're in. And it's one of the reasons why I actually quit music. I thought, I'm not doing music anymore. I literally I was like, I'm in my late 20s. I'm not giving it my 100%. What is the point? Like, literally, what is the point? So this idea that, oh, you shouldn't care what people think, they don't pay your bills, that's actually a lie. That's one of the reasons why I quit music. Music is not something that's why I quit music temporarily as an artist. The music industry is a massive industry, just like every single industry, but the specific role to be a camera face front artist, as in there is a brand and you are the face of the brand, whether you have a small team or a big team behind you, sometimes you could just be doing everything by yourself. That is not a typical job where you apply for the job, go to the interview 1, 2, or 3, get hired for the job, attend the job, and get paid the following Friday or at the end of the month. No, music is an investment. And it's not an investment like buying Amazon shares. It's an investment that actually requires your audience to care about you and feed into you. Otherwise, it's not successful. Music is technically, you're investing into music with the hope that it will progress into something that is long term. And the way that it progresses into something that's long term is when you financially invest, you invest your time, your money, like I said, finances, your time, money, your creativity. So much that happens with that. You're investing with the hopes that you will eventually, get the recognition. People will enjoy whatever you're making, please people, and then eventually get some money returned to, cover what you've invested in and maybe to give you profit. Many music artists are struggling, and also many music artists are doing very well. It's just two sides to every single coin. So with music, to be a music artist, you have to go at full force. You have to be 100% about it. It's a very saturated industry and lots of people want to make it. And some people have more resources to make it happen. They've got money to put behind their marketing, whatever that might be. If you're ever going to do something such as music, which is an investment, hoping that it will eventually become a job, become lucrative, you can't play about with it. And I realized that I wasn't 100%. I will not lie and make excuses. I actually think I'm so talented that if I actually was going full force, there'd be no reason for me not to be where I wanted to be. But the truth is, it freaked me out. Like, it's so awkward and so nerve-wracking, like, to put out your music, to put out your art. And I also found music videos really uncomfortable. I found studio uncomfortable. That's why I would always record at home. The times where I did go to studio, I would hate whenever it'd be a session and the producer would invite all of his or her friends. It makes me feel very, very uncomfortable. So I felt very shy in some areas, very uncomfortable. Like, my best way to create music is alone. I freeze in the studio. Like, I freeze. Like, can you imagine, guys? I literally freeze. I've been to so many sessions and I'm like, nothing will come out my mouth. I just start getting so anxious. Fair game. I think a lot of people know what anxiety is like. But it was just going on and on and on. And when I put music out, it's like the first day I'd get lots of traction. Every artist gets lots of traction in the first 1 or 2 days, especially the first week. And after that, it would die out. But I think it hurt. It wasn't, putting out content and, not seeing the numbers. It was just really, really nerve-wracking. For me, it was really, really, really nerve-wracking. I wasn't doing it properly. Things can make you feel nervous, but if I'm going home and I'm feeling awful and I'm giving this all my time and years and going by and I'm not giving my 100%, I'm not doing all the music videos to my songs, I just feel like I was not going at full force. If I'm not going to go at full force, if my peers are stressing me out, if I feel freaked out about people watching my stuff, listening to my stuff, I was just like, you know what, I have to take a big pause on music. This isn't just a little thing, you know, I'm losing time and money investing into this. It's actually a massive sacrifice. So I just said to myself, if I'm this freaked out, why don't I actually do something that doesn't freak me out? I should feel challenged, not feeling like I'm about to collapse. Like that's how bad it is, guys. Like that's how bad I would feel. I used to have really, really bad stage fright. Got over that. So many hurdles. And honestly, if you're doing that for that long and you're not going on tour, you're not making money, you don't have a massive fan base, it's not really a career. It's more so a hobby that you're investing into, which is fine. It's good to have a hobby. I really love music, but I put that on a pause. And it's on the back burner. Whenever I feel to create, I will create. If I ever feel to release, have lots of disposable money, put together my art, put together a showcase, whatever that might be. But I never want to do it out of desperation. Like right now, I don't feel desperate to do these videos. I feel so happy. I have end goals and ideas in place, but this is really for the fun of it. I'm not in that same space that I was in before when I was making music. When I was making music, I was also a very different person. It was like really this desperate energy behind it. Even though it didn't look like it, it was like a whole, so many things that I was not doing that I was supposed to be doing, but just the energy behind it was so desperate, and you never want to have that energy. Now I'm just doing this because it's fun and this makes me happy, and I think that should be it. Whatever you're doing should make you happy. You should be passionate about it. It should make you happy. You should want to get better and better. And in order to get better and better, that would require you to be self-aware, analyze yourself, look at your art, take people's feedback in. Okay, is this relevant? Is this not relevant? Okay, this is positive criticism. Amazing. Challenge myself, get better. You know, some people aren't really tech savvy, they have to become tech savvy. Some people are a little bit shy on camera, but if they film by themselves, they can get a bit comfortable. All those things are actually really, really good. So I'm so happy that I've changed so much since I quit music. I actually look forward to making music and sharing it in the future again, but it won't be out of desperation that, you know, oh, I need to get out the hood, I need to make it out the hood. You know, this thing that everyone says. It's like, everything needs to be because I just want to. It doesn't need to be like the end and be all. And if I don't succeed in this, like, I'm going to, like, I don't know, guys. So for me, so just to put it, guys, to be a music artist, you actually should care what people think. If you get to the level of, I don't know, like your Burna Boy or your Beyonce, and you're seeing that your strategy is working, then you don't need to care what people think. You just have to please your fans. And you should always be wanting to please your fans. But in the beginning, you are going to think about what people would think, because you're trying to learn marketing strategies. You're trying to find your audience. You're trying to see who does and doesn't like it. And I recognize that I did not have thick skin. And that's why I will feel so fragile. I think as an artist, it's so important to have a team, and I really did not have a team. When you have a team, that allows you to focus on just being an artist. And then having people that are more business-minded, having engineers, having producers, and so on to really play their part. It makes the specific role you're doing a lot easier. Otherwise, you find yourself being an artist also doing 10 other roles. So that's something I definitely learned. But still to today, I really couldn't believe last week I was saying to my friend that, you know, I feel, you know, a little bit nervous. But it was a different type of nervous. It was the good nervous. It's like, oh, I don't really care. Like, it's out. Like, and I'm really, really excited. But with that being said, you will only know you've changed once the lesson comes again. And that's what I've realized. Life will keep on giving you the same lesson in a completely different scenario until you've grasped it and learnt it. And I want to make sure anything that I start and do, that I just don't give up and I don't quit. I'm just being honest, because for not everyone finds it nerve-wracking. When I've told my friend, for the friends that have asked me like, oh, why did you quit? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that anymore? Like, I don't do music. I don't really model anymore. I've actually been proud of myself modeling. I'm only 5'4", guys. I'm pretty short and I'm a curvy girl. So the fact that the modeling industry has become so diverse, I'm living in a world where there are way more opportunities than there were during my parents' time when they were my age. And I think it is very important to recognize that and take the opportunities that you feel to take. So where I've had a lot of people ask me like, but why would you quit? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not that? There are a lot of people that know me that don't understand when I say that I'm shy. I have to keep telling people like, oh, I'm shy, I feel nervous. And people literally laugh at me. They're like, you shy? You nervous? And I'm like, yes. And I think the reason why people don't understand what I'm going through at times, or when I say that I feel really nervous or freaked out, is because people don't really see that side of me. I spend anywhere between 90 to 95% of my time alone at home. Even if I'm not at home, I spend most of my time alone. And I like it like that. I've always been like this. Since I was a child, I was like this at home. At university, I was so boring in university. I had a couple friends, hung with them. I was on cloud 9 for most of the time. I didn't join societies, didn't feel to like mingle with everyone, just kind of do me. And that's what I do in my adult life as well. So because of that, people only see me when I'm out that 5% of the time. And I do not hang out with people when I'm not feeling great. When I'm feeling down, like whenever I felt down, whenever I'm feeling doubtful, when I'm not feeling my most confident. I mean, I can feel a little like I don't have to be perfect to leave my house, but I don't let people see me in a bad space. I don't think anyone's ever really seen me in a bad space. I don't let my family or my friends, my family and friends just know me to be a happy girl, bubbly, everything is good on her end. Any few times if I ever say, oh, I'm feeling this or that, people look at me like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, it's actually like a crime for me to be a human. A lot of people think, oh, you're bubbly, etc., whatever, but I don't know. People say, oh, but your personality. Oh, I wish my personality meant personality equals confident in everything she does. Fortunately, I don't have a bulletproof vest on. I am a human being just like everyone else. And the truth is, I think there's a lot of masking that I've done over the years. Definitely. I'll be in one group and I'll bring out maybe my element within me that is naturally me that is more suited to that group. And I find that I would kind of do that throughout life. I don't know if it's like a people-pleasing thing, but that kind of meant everyone knows Coco. I'm pretty much Coco. Like, I'm kind of the same all the way around. Like, everyone that knows me can probably sit together and describe who Coco is. But I think people definitely see different sides to me. Over the years, it's kind of changed. Now, as diplomatic as I am, I'm giving you me. And if you don't like it, tough. Because you don't have to be around me and I don't have to be around anyone else. Tough. Masking is not a good or healthy thing. You do not want to suppress who you are amongst people. And I think even me only like wanting to be out and around people when I'm, at my 100% or feeling good or feeling ready. Like, sometimes I'm not, but I really have to brace myself. If there's an event coming up in a week's time, I spend a week bracing myself for it. And I wonder if I'm neurodivergent, and one of the things that I struggle with that I don't think people recognize, every conversation that I know will happen if I'm going to an event, like I will like I start thinking of, okay, what if this person's there, what if this person's there, and I start thinking of what I'm gonna say, and let's just say I'm here and there's a group over there. Like, I kind of freak out inside before I approach people. I'm like, oh, what are you gonna say before you get there? And I actually thought that was normal. I thought everyone did that. I thought everyone, like, before every conversation they have to like have the conversation in their head first. But that's obviously just a me thing. That sometimes can make life feel like manual breathing. Literally feels like manual breathing. Everything is such a task. And it's not that life, is harder for me. It's just that my brain is literally wired differently. So to do a task that would have been somewhat challenging, for me, the way I'm seeing the task and the way I'm analyzing the task and breaking it down and seeing it for what it is, all that mind play makes it a lot more harder to get through really basic things. Like, I mean, literally, like even brushing my teeth and doing my dishes or whatever that might be. I was very much, kind of still am, working my way out of it, but I'm the alarm girl. I have like 10 alarms on my phone, like every day. Do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. Like, almost robotic. But it does help, because as much as I prefer to do whatever I feel like, I've realized what does benefit me and helps me to have a very consistent life in terms of going to my job, maintaining my home, paying my bills, having time for creativity, is routine. I don't really like routines, but it works. So when I have to start, looking at the root cause, routine. When you have a routine, even if the routine shifts, one week your routine might be like this, and then it shifts to a different routine, that's fine. But having a routine, having something in place is super, super beneficial. Whenever I have that in place, things really get done. It keeps me going, it keeps me thriving. I feel really rewarded. And having a routine doesn't mean it needs to be mundane. For me, routine's very key. Like, okay, to go to work, my first thing I do, wake up, take my vitamins, put my cooked lunch in my bag. If I'm not going on set, if I go on set, they actually do provide me with lunch. But if I'm like going to the office, pack my lunch, go in the shower. It's like my morning routine looks the same. The only thing that's different is maybe I'm in silence. I do love the silence. Or maybe I'm listening to a live stream, maybe a podcast, maybe trying to wake myself up a bit more with some music. Yeah. And for me, that makes a routine like that in the morning, with my shower, my vitamins, my bag packed, my outfit looking cute. And yes, I go to work with, not looking scruffy. I go to work with my hair done. Like, this is like how I'd go to work, simple 5-minute makeup, hair done, slicked. I need to feel good when I go to my job. I need to feel good when I step outside. For me, those are the things that actually directly impacts my efficiency. I'm not joking. Like, even when I walk to the station, when I'm walking in my heels, bap, 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 and I know people watching me bouncing in my heels early in the morning. It's 6-7 a.m., but I feel amazing because I'm early for the train. I'm not rushing. I've done all that I need to do in the morning, and my only focus is to get to the station, drink my lovely homemade coffee with my homemade milk. For me, instead of seeing the hardness in everything, because that is very discouraging and that kills your drive, I start to romanticize it. So instead of it being like, I have to get up, I have to have my coffee, I have to go to work. No, no. It's exciting. I'm up. I get to take my shot, my shot of vitamins. I love my liquid vitamins. The fact that I can take a shot of it versus the pills is so good. And all of it, just make it exciting. And the best way for me to make it exciting is for me to give myself more time. If I only have 20 minutes to get ready, there will be nothing exciting about that morning, trust me. Unless it's like, all I have to do is shower, and then I have my chauffeur to come pick me up and they're gonna do my makeup there. No, if I have to actually get myself ready and get myself to the location, I need more time. A morning where I have an hour or over an hour, an hour and a half, spot on. An hour and a half to take my time and get ready. That's an amazing morning. 2 hours, can even read the news. So for me, I've recognized that that's helpful. That's really helpful to have a really good routine. Even the days that I'm not working, it's important for me to have somewhat of a routine, do something in the morning, have me time. Me time is very, very precious. Once I've given myself time, then I'm like, now I can give my time to the world. Ask yourself if you're consistent. Where in your life are you consistent? Where in your life are you not consistent? Why are you not consistent? And try and look at the root without seeing it as an excuse. It shouldn't be like, oh, well, I would have done this had this not been, but this not this, and this not, that's not really what we're supposed to be doing. It's actually really have to put the blame on yourself. Like, if it's not a one-off thing, I don't mean like a one-off thing that happened, like, you know, an emergency happened, a family situation, you didn't do something on time. Fair. People can sometimes miss deadlines that they've set for themselves because of one-off situations. But if you see it cropping up in one place of your life, it can easily crop into another area of your life. So for me, that's why my main job, I have a routine, and I feel like that routine is very helpful when it comes to my creative life. I also create a routine there as well. And for me, separate to the routine, separate to, you know, also learning the craft. I think it's good to when you learn the craft, you feel more confident, you feel more comfortable, confident, and that will give you drive. So for me, I'm like, okay, I've got the passion, I've got the ideas, I have the drive, but the drive gets killed sometimes because I don't have a routine that works for the type of person I am. I have to understand the way my brain is wired. I'm living in a neurotypical world, and I'm not a neurotypical person. It's important that I recognize that. I forget all the time. Like, I literally always forget. It's literally not until I get into a rough patch that I'm like, girl, you are different, and that's okay. So I'm different, and I'll have my different routine, different routines, different things going on, my meditation, so many things that I implement that works for me. Like I said, the alarms can drive many people nuts. For me, it works. I have seasons where I put them on, seasons where I keep it off. But honestly, if I have to go to the one that really pinches me, caring about what people think, listen, if you're working a job where you just go to an office and you get a paycheck, you're never going to understand, or you might in your personal life, but you won't understand the frustration of people are involved in order for you to make money. They directly have to be fascinated with what you've got going on in order to make money, in order to be successful, in order for this to reach the right people, for this to help the right people, be soothing to the right people, be therapy to the right people. It's going to go through a lot of people who are gonna have some negative things to say. And guess what? I won't lie and say, oh, I'm not scared anymore. You know what? If you can't eradicate the fear, find a replacement. What scares me more than what people think about what I'm doing, and people talking about what I'm doing and dissing what I'm doing and mocking what I'm doing, or saying, oh, why is she doing this? This is not serious, whatever. What scares me more is dying and not reaching my full potential. Ugh. Ugh. I literally don't know how long I'm going to live for. I'm in my late 20s. I'm going to be 30 soon. I could live till I'm 40, 50, 90, 112. I really do not know how long I'm going to be around for. But however long I'm around for, I want it to be for the amount of time I was on earth, that I did all that I could do. All that I felt is worthy. Being at my full potential. That is my biggest fear. Not being at my full potential. That scares me way more than caring about what people think. Gosh, I don't want to get to 65 and be like, man, if only I had just tried and pushed through it. If only I had realized that the thing that I'm fearing is just because I haven't got thick skin. And thick skin gets built when you do something consistently. Force it. Something's force. Something, if you're passionate about it and you love it, you have to force it. Force and learn and grow. That's the way you do it. I cannot be mediocre. Oh, that's my fear. That's my fear because it goes against my goals. For some people, that is ideal, but it's not ideal for me. I have to be authentic to me and what my heart wants. And my heart is just brewing to create and share. So yeah, guys, I definitely will do another video on some tips for neurodivergent individuals, and I'll specifically go into autism and dyslexia and ADHD. Those would be my 3 main points, and I'll share some tips for adolescents and adults. But other than that, guys, learn yourself, get to know you, and don't blame other people. Change your environment and see if you still act the same way. See if you change your environment, are you still struggling with the things that you thought you were only struggling with because you were in said environment. Sometimes it's not the environment. The environment is just the excuse to not crack down on why you are not at your best. Forget what people say about you. That's true. What do you say about you? What you say about you matters the most. And it will matter the most only if you're honest. If you're lying to yourself, what's the point? There's no point in lying to yourself. So yeah, this is my video. It's on consistency. And I feel like, saying, oh, be consistent or in everything you do, it's easier to say than to do. But it's actually easy to do when you realize all you have to do is just look at the root cause or causes and work towards it. And see who you can have around you on your team to keep you motivated. And you can keep them motivated too. It's good to have an accountability partner. Very good to have an accountability partner. Oh, you know that video you said you were going to drop? Did you drop that yet? Oh, you know that chapter you said you were going to write? Did you write that? Oh, and before I go, guys. So I said a few weeks ago I have something to share. So your girl's going to share it now. So I have a podcast that I've been working on. It's a one-man or one-woman podcast, should I say. I'm working on my podcast and it will be out at the very beginning of July. Seems far away, right? But time flies and I want it to be right. This will be season 1, so you heard it here first. Bye! Cool. Thank you so much for watching my video. And I know a lot of you guys actually do message me privately to give me feedback. But I would just love for you to also drop a comment down below. And if you've ever struggled with not being consistent, let us know what the cause was, because you never know, somebody might be watching and they might be examining, studying themselves and they can't figure out what it is. And it might just be your comment that will get them to see themselves. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye.